Where's your standard?
Okay, so the word standard, when I listen to you guys describe these situations, his standards to me are lacking in the situation where I don't care who offers you sex.
Right.
It's a dime a dozen. People giving up sex like it's free government cheese. The word let was the word that my daughter talked about last time. We keep saying that she let him hit it. She let him do this, that, or the other. But why did he engage in the first place? If this person was substandard or this person was someone with a poor reputation, why would he let her? So that goes back to the poor standard. So why do the men have to? I would like to ask this question, if there are any men in the audience who can help me with this. Why is there such a low amount of standard in men? Why are men not teaching other men to have standards? It's about getting the numbers, the belt notches, as many women as you can get. There's no standards being taught.
And they're not teaching women to have standards, because for me, if a man approaches me and he approaches me in a way that's inappropriate, I'm going to let him know this is not the way you do it. Now, you can't talk to me, but the next person you talk to, you should probably not say this. Men can do that as well, because they have influence over these women. And you meet a woman, you'll sleep with her even though you think she's trash, and then talk about it to your boys and then never call her again.
Well, I think
why not give her a lesson?
A lot of women, that I've talked to says, well, there's a shortage of good men. I don't think there's a shortage of good men. I think there's a shortage of good women. The problem is that a man, he's good. He's good at what he's doing. And you know what? We got to be good at what we do. If he has standards about the type of woman he's going to take home to meet his mama, because he's not going to just take any woman home to meet his mama. Right. So if you're not mama material, why are you allowing the precursor stuff? And that's the problem. Until you take me home to meet mama. Unless mama's ratchet, I don't know. I'm not talking about nobody's mama.
There are ratchet mamas, but I think that there are plenty of good men and women. But I think the game has gotten everybody caught up. I think that the numbers are off. We outnumber the men. The desperation is up. The tiredness is up. People are like, hey, I just want to be with somebody. I don't want to be by myself. That's where the standards are dropping, because these people that we're talking about are not all bad people.
Right.
The women who are being trashy, they're not necessarily bad people, and the men who accept it are not necessarily bad people. So the standards.
That's the problem. The word is thirsty. That's what the kids say. Thirsty.
It's desperation. And and there's some desperate men out there.
Y'all got me scared to be thirsty for water. I don't even want to say the word.
You just want to be quenched.
I just want to
I'm parched.
I'm parched. So I can't say thirsty.
No, because, don't say that. Not a good word. You will. You're dehydrated. Dehydrated. But I just think that there has to be some conversations before underwear go out the door, because nobody's asking about being tested. Nobody's asking about when was your last test.
Not just asking, on these
demanding.
Okay? No, I want to see them right now.
I need to see.
We're not just we're not just.
I can't even take your word about it anymore, because they have a new diseases every day. Stuff just falling off just at a snap of a finger. So I'm so sorry. We need to talk. We need to have some discussions before there's some exchange of body fluids.
And men too. Men should say, it's a lot of things. My sister is a registered nurse, and it's a lot of things that she shows the younger teenagers in our family. She shows them the video that they show them at work. It is a lot of things that you can catch with a condom. Right. People don't know that. You can get the heebie-jeebies with the condom. Lord have mercy.
But they think because they got a raincoat on that everything is safe, and it's not.
I got a question. Are we teaching our boys to value themselves? And you have a son, so you can kind of speak to that as well.
Yes, I am.
These young men and grown men, unfortunately, are out here giving themselves away like there's no tomorrow, and they don't even care. So are we teaching our boys to have any kind of value in themselves? Like, are you special? What you have means something. It's not just a piece of meat you can sling around.
Yes, because
I
think my son,
because they waving the sausage.
I think my son is bound for the NFL, so it starts in the 9th grade right now. What I have tried to input in him.
I don't care if he is bound for Walmart. You still have to have a standard.
If he was bound for college, I don't care. But what I keep telling him is that, it's girls out here that is out to get you. And it'll come in, I love you, Andre, and I'm going to be with you, Andre, and all of that stuff.
This is your baby, Andre.
This is your baby, Andre. But I done told him, no, I am your mama, And what's not gonna happen is that game is not gonna be ran on you.
Because I
You
really
gonna have
think
common
you
sense.
look too young to be a grandma right about now.
And,
but
I'm
just
not gonna
saying,
be
I
that
don't know.
grandma. And I've told both of my children, I'm not
Okay,
that type
all
of
right,
grandma
okay.
like your
You see how
grandma.
she-
Calm
you see
down.
how she looking at the camera, she giving them
Okay,
message.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Shamika's children, please.
You gonna
Please.
raise your own children. You gonna go to the army, do whatever you have to do to take care of your children and be a man. What I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna do that grandma stuff. I'm not gonna do it.
So once we get past this, the panties too soon, and say you did have some standards and you met somebody nice and y'all start dating, then the next step is what? How do you know that you're dating that person? And how do they know they're dating you? Are we just assuming?
Oh, that's good. We got that.
Yeah,
We got
to use our
your
words. And because you know,
We
it's
need
so
to have a
funny
good-
because women go, okay, we're in a relationship.
Man.
So I have a question. Did he say
Right.
you were in a relationship?
Oh, right.
Oh, we talk every day. It doesn't mean
I've
you're
known people
in a
who- I've known
relationship.
women who have literally picked up and moved from one location to another because they thought they were in a relationship. It wasn't discussed, but because we were together,
there's some
hey,
tragic-
his job transferred him, and we've been in a relationship. So I took my son out of school and we relocated to move. But wait a minute, what conversation did you have with the man that indicated that it was a good idea to snatch your babies out of school and pack your bags? Well, we have been together for a year. I don't care if you've been together for 10 years. You have to use your words. You can't go by just an understanding.
Right, you got to tell me, honey, we are in a relationship. Because that sounds like exclusivity.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And so until you say that, then
Who's being exclusive if we haven't said that?
right. Who? And that's a good point.
Well,
It happens to men too, though. I know a man who
Yeah.
moved here from another state with a woman, and to me, when he told the story, it sounded to me like she just wanted out of her state. She came with him, and within 3
Wants some
months,
relocation.
she was with somebody else living in their house with them,
Wow.
and took his
Well,
stuff.
she
Took his
needed a
vacuum
mover.
cleaner.
She needed a vacuum
She took his
cleaner.
vacuum cleaner.
She couldn't find it.
I don't know.
The new dude
I
didn't
think-
have one.
I really honestly think, even if just the lessons that I've learned lately, honey, even if you use your words, you just never damn know. You don't
But you
know.
have to try. You have to
do
try.
have to try. I agree with that, but you just really never know. You can think that you're on a path to going this way and going this way, and then boom, everything has changed. I don't even know. I'm just confused.
I don't know, but there are a lot of different types of counseling you can do. There are a lot of churches who have ministries that talk to singles, and they try to help them at least come up with the how to go. Because there is no guaranteed way to do it right, or guaranteed way to do it and have it last or lead to marriage. But if you at least go into it, that evenly yoked term is real. If we at least go in on the same page, if we at least know that we've discussed that our desires are the same, that our goals are the same for the relationship, then I think that the chances are better.
Well, I think there's a lot of conversations that have to be had. We just don't want to have those hard conversations. And the conversations have to be about sex, and it has to be about. I'm not saying ask you how many sexual partners. I'm not. Well, maybe you need to, but you need to be talking about testing. You need to be talking about where are we in this relationship. You got to be honest. And then when they say later on, well, I didn't know we was on the same page, and somebody was telling some lies, and then when you call him a liar, now you're good. That's a correct definition. But I think that there has to be some conversations. We are making too many assumptions that men and women about a lot of things that's going on, and so when things don't work out and they don't happen, you're saying, well, John said this and Mike said that. Well, he didn't say anything. You made an assumption because he winked at you, or he said, "Oh, baby, you know it's good." No,
Desperation issue in this situation. When you're desperate, you will go around a whole bunch of corners and avoid a whole lot of details just so you can feel like you have something. People do it every day.
but it's not so much that the men are lying to the women. I'm seeing that the women are not being as truthful
We're
with the
lying to
men.
ourselves. We are lying to ourselves, plain and
Yes,
simple. Just because you
God.
cute, just because you got on the right pair of shoes and you go meet this guy, that does not make you his wife or his woman just because he takes you home. So stop lying to yourself.
We have to go to a break.
But when we come back, we should hear from our
We
audience.
should hear from our
We gotta
audience.
hear from our
Because
We have a
looks
pretty
like they might know
diverse.
something.
They may know something on this one.
They might be able to help us.
When we come back, we will hear from our audience, and we're talking about dating and relationships. We'll be right back.
USA. And Wayne has a company out there called Sock Maker. I can't have the name because it's too similar to another name. So the name needs.
Well, we are back. We are still here at the Daiquiri Shop in Carrollton, Texas. All of our friends, families, and watchers came out to help us. And so I think, can we go with the first question on the table, which was, I was asking about standards. Why men don't seem to have the kind of standards that they should have in relationships. Why they're allowing any kind of woman in their bed, why they're allowing any kind of woman in their space.
Right.
So we have an audience member who is going to help us out with this.
My name is Bill. There are men that have standards. It all boils down to, everyone wants to talk about soulmates. I don't believe in a such thing as a soulmate. I believe in what's called a trinity mate. What happens when you're looking for someone, you need to look for someone that in 3 areas: spiritual, physical, and mental. Too many times people are getting caught up on, oh man, this sister, she fine. But you know what, you gotta find out where's her head at. So to go back to what you were saying about men not having standards, we are out here, we do have standards. Now there are some of us that are not gonna step to every female we see, because I wanna find out, for me, myself, I wanna find out where your head is, where your heart is. Because you know what, looks, you know what, they're gonna fade. You know, but I want to find out where's her heart, where's her head. Because I tell you what, you can have a gorgeous woman, but she can be a backstabber.
So,
Same thing with a man.
let me ask you this. In your opinion as a man, do you believe, because we're not talking about women, we have our opinion about women, but do you believe as a man that men are living in substandard normality every day and they're passing it through? Because we believe that there are some out there, but do you think that we're not teaching it, or take it seriously? What do you think is happening that the younger generation, they're not being taught what you make?
Yes, I'm going to answer that question, and I do believe that a lot of men are living substandard because they're going after the let's be honest, they're going after the cookie. They're not thinking with this head, they're thinking with the small head. See, because I know there are men in my life that are my mentors, older men, that have been married 30, 40 years to the same woman. And these are the men that I look up to, like, okay, how did you do it with the same woman? Say, well, you know what? You got to commit to stay. Because love, you know what? Love is not a light switch that you turn on and off. It's a commitment. So a lot of times, yes, to answer your question, a lot of us as men, we have failed. We are looking at the short term instead of the long term of being with someone for the long term. So
They're looking for the immediate satisfaction and gratifications. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
We're living in I like what you just said, because I call it the microwave age. Everybody wants instant gratification. But people that have been married, happily married 30, 40 years, it wasn't instant. It was heartache, it was pain, it was whatever. My mom and dad, I'm 48 years old, they've been married for 50 years. They still argue and fight, but they stayed together. But we can't stay together 2 minutes.
We can't get together.
If they had an argument, they didn't have a war. A lot of people think that every argument is a war, and that this is the end all of end. It's a civil war. Somebody's got to die, which means there's a cutting off of. And so there's, a lot of us are not taught, because a lot of us were not brought up in 2-parent homes or homes where there was a male and female in a relationship.
And that definitely affects the standards. So we have another audience member that would like to chime in.
Yeah.
Tell us your name.
I'm Tony, Anthony, either one.
Okay.
So, just speaking on this whole thing about men not having standards, I think men do have standards, but I also believe in you teach people how to treat you. So if a man is approaching a woman or whatever who's already projecting that, you know, she's an easy target or whatever, or that she's not of his standard and everything, one or two things is going to happen. He's going to walk away from her or ignore her, or he's going to just think about, you know, this might just be somebody I can just lay with or whatever. You know, men have a three-way thought process. We got when we want to date, when we want to marry, and when we just want to sleep with or whatever. And our perception is going to be based on what you project. You know, a lot of that is how you carry yourself. A lot of that is how you speak. A lot of it's going to be how you dress and everything. So it's not that we don't have standards and everything. It's what pool are we fishing from?
Come on now.
All right, like that.
I like a projection. Give me some 5%.
I like
People
that.
still won't believe, and we were just watching the other day. Jasmine, what is the name of the girl with the blonde short hair? Amber Rose. We were just watching, she was on Rev Run, and I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I've seen
It's
that.
Not You, It's Men. And Amber Rose disagreed with Rev Run when he said, I'm not saying that you can't dress sexy and be yourself, but you do project a certain amount of energy, one way or the other, whether it's negative, positive, whether it draws someone from physical or mental. That projection is everything. People still want to believe, well, I can do whatever I want to do. They just should respect me, period. Well, based on what? You got to give them something to respect.
Okay, so he did say something, and I appreciate that. The woman you want to date, the woman you want to marry, and the woman you want to sleep with. That's
Based
amazing.
on what she projects.
That's amazing, and that's true. However, I still question some men's morals and their ethics. Because if you meet a woman who you know is only good for you to sleep with, why not just move along sometimes? Why is it the need to bag that? Why you gotta catch it? Why you gotta be the hunter and gather it all? If you know for sure that is not what you want, why are you
waste
sleeping
your
with her?
time?
And listen,
Because our emotions are attached to that.
men's job is to hunt and gather, but when you have standards, what you will hunt and gather should matter.
It
But
should.
then again, he already knows in his mind she was just a lay. She's a lay. But you sweeten her up with a honey baby sweetie pie, darling,
Right.
and she's confused.
Exactly.
And
that's
so,
what- exactly.
and that's good because women are like, okay, now because we have soul ties. Even though we are here like, oh, I'm just like a dude, I can hit it and go on. But most of us don't know how to do that. I don't think you learn that game until you get into your late 40s and 50s. So these young girls is out there telling me, oh, I could just hit that, go and ride that right fast, and then I'm going to go on home. You don't even know that game. So you shouldn't play with fire if you don't even know that that you can get burned. So I'm so sorry for the young women that want to play that game because men have mastered it. So,
Yes.
I
And in real life, men can get caught up in it as well because sometimes
can as well.
because what I have learned is great sex can make you think you're in a relationship.
Amen.
I'm in love. This is my boo. I'm gonna sandwich you.
His name is Babe.
Can I get you a sandwich?
Babe.
Like some tea, some Kool-Aid, because the connection. It goes back to that connection. You are connecting, thinking that you're gonna go in and come out and that's it, but. Somebody posted that on Facebook recently, the transference of energy between two people having sex and how when you link up and connect with someone, you're connecting with them and all the energy before you that was there.
Yeah.
And that is a scary thought.
And not only that, it was also saying that their energy stays in
Stays
your
with
body
you.
Right, for so
7
long.
years.
Can you imagine some of this trash out here?
And
Been with me for
and
7
negative
years?
energy.
I need a
Jesus.
DNC.
That's why. Listen.
But you know what? They you know, I'm a Steve Harvey fan. He talks about the 90-day rule. A lot of men think that that's a game. They think women are playing some kind of game. The purpose, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the 90 days. It can be however long it takes you as an individual couple. But the goal is to give people the chance to do what you say. Talk. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. Let's talk about the things that matter. The morals. How you feel about God. Do you have a relationship? Are you a spiritual person at all? What do you think about goals? What do you want to do in the next 5 years of your life?
Do you want children? Because now I'm
Do you
pregnant.
want children? Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, and that conversation typically happens after I'm pregnant. So
I want to
after
hear
my
from
kids.
a woman in the audience about that, the 90-day rule. We throwing that out there now. It's a big controversy. Men want to take 90 days before they pay for a date, before they take you out to eat. Like sex equals a steak dinner.
Right.
And
Like I didn't pay for it. I earned
Yes.
it.
And men feel like it's okay to compare the two.
Right.
And
Did
so
you say sex equals a
sex equals a steak dinner. Yeah. To some people.
Two chicken wings.
If you know if you eat off this side of the menu, they expecting to get this.
It's a 2-piece chicken dinner.
They tried it.
They try to, and these men are justifying that. Well, then I'm not gonna pay for a date. Well, you've already decided whether you're gonna sleep with me, whether you want to wife me, or whether you want to be my girlfriend. And so dinner doesn't have anything to do with any of those three categories.
So the 90 days.
The 90 day is the question I have for women. Do you stick by that, or is there a set time, or are you looking for something in particular?
I don't use that rule, so I can't comment on that, but I did want to comment on the exchange thing with the sex and the dates. I had a guy, he saw me at work and he was like, let's go have lunch. And I was like, okay. So we walked across the street and we sat down. Before I could even order my water, he was like, so what's your phone number? And I said, I don't want to give you my phone number because I don't know you. And he was like, well, usually when a man takes a woman on a date, he's going to want to be in contact. And I said, well, I don't know what people usually do, but if you wanted a business exchange, you should have said that, because I didn't agree to anything but to eat. A lot of men do that all the time, and it's hard when we try to answer dating questions because everybody has different standards. Everybody's so different in what they're looking for. We call it a situationship. A situationship when you think you in a relationship, but it's a situation, and then when something gets real, then you're confused because you're not together.
Wow.
It's
It's a
You thought you
situation.
were.
We got a new word, you know.
Situation.
I'm only
Every
19. These new words are coming. The situation shit.
I've never heard of situationship.
Well, hey, you got to get on
Hear
it.
from the ladies about the 90-day rule. I need to hear, ladies, what you think about it, because I know this is one of the experiences I've had. You can't say celibate too early when you meet a
Cause he gonna run like Forrest.
Because they automatically equate
Mother
that to she's
Teresa.
not gonna let me hit it unless I marry her, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is not a casual situation. You're not just gonna come here and get hooked up like that,
Right.
just because you like what you see. So the 90-day rule to me, I think is great. I don't, again, the timing depends on each person, but I don't know. Let's hear from what it is.
Well, I think the reason why they said the 90-day rule is because you have to be able to communicate with the person that you're with. You have to find out if you're on the same page, because the ultimate goal is to be on the same page. And if we don't have a foundation with communication, how can we have anything else? Because intimacy is just an added on top of that, because if you really think about it, sex doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts the moment that you wake up in the morning. It starts with how are you doing, the phone calls that you get, and everything else. And we as women want that connection to know that we're important to you. If we're not important to you, then we're going to put the brakes on.
Love making starts.
Right.
Sex starts with the.
Right.
That's sex. So
That's
sex
it.
started, when they first peeped you out.
Right.
But love making starts before that. So I think
Exactly.
we're getting the words confused.
Excuse-
And I'm not an expert, but I'm just what you say?
But kind of.
But kind of
But
sort
kinda,
of
sorta.
like something like that almost kind
But
of.
she said something that I think that many women would listen to and really hear and accept. If he is not calling you,
Right.
if he's not checking on you, if he's not there where you need him to be, you're in a situationship. That's
Right.
not a relationship. If
only calling
he's
to see
showing
what
up
you
for
got
sex,
on.
what you have on, and then send me a
Send me a picture.
picture.
You know what?
Don't
Old
go.
folks, I'm sorry. I'm on a rant. What person over 40 is
they're doing
sending
it. They are
pictures
doing it.
Everybody.
of themselves
They are doing
to
it.
some random dude?
Everybody.
Let me tell you something.
They're doing
If
it.
one more, hey, send me a picture of yourself. Why?
Well, listen.
You saw me on Facebook. You stalked
Okay,
my
wait.
friend.
I don't think I'm gonna be good at dating.
In
I
their
really,
defense-
I don't
in the
think I'm
picture
gonna do
people's
that.
defense, guys. Don't
picture
forget
people.
about the picture people. Don't forget about the catfish situation. People are sincerely and genuinely concerned that you are not who you say you are. However, here's my tip for today. You could always Skype someone. I don't like, and I have had recently 2 men just say, well, I don't want to communicate with you or deal with you because I don't know if this is really you. And you don't want to send a picture, and I think that I was told I was selfish and self-centered, it's petty, it's childish. It is contradictory
Did you
because
tell them that you do have a speech about being selfish?
You know I do.
Okay.
You know I did. That's another show.
Okay.
But people have a huge problem with this. So I even have suggested to new men that I've met. I've met people on dating sites. I've met people that have been introduced to me through other people where we did not meet face to face. You can always ask someone, can you Skype me? And to me, here's what communicate. Use your words. I'm feeling uncomfortable about the fact that I've never seen you. I really want to, before we go any further, make sure that I'm dealing with the person that you say you are.
So
I'm not gonna be good at this.
Well, I like how you kind of segue the 40 and over, right? So I'm in that
Okay.
crowd, which I love, right?
Yes, me too.
I am totally loving my sexiness, right? This is all of 55.
Girl, you look good.
Okay.
I thought you were.
So again,
I thought we were both 39.
And she made an announcement. We didn't really have to compliment her because she said,
but it's okay. This is me, because I like me first. I like the inside, right? The outside is the bonus. But you gotta like the inside. So want to go back to what you said about the pictures. So interesting, guys like to send pictures, right? And so I kind of feel sometimes it's like, are you like catfishing me? So this brother said, you know what, I'm gonna send you a picture of me so it'll be on your phone, so it'll pop up. I'm like, cool. So he sends his penis.
Wow.
See, the age group does
It
not
was
matter.
small.
That means
Wait.
So it was small. So I said,
She said small like this.
it was small. So I said, okay. So number one, disrespectful as a woman. You did this to me. I'm not your girl. So I said, let my Twitter follows take a look at it. So I sent it out to all my. So again, fellas
We got outed.
and girls, be very careful when you send in pictures, because I will tell you, there's a lot of pictures of people undercover going on out there, and it's the same kind of a thing. You send me something disrespectful, it's now my intellectual property. I own it.
Right.
I can do whatever I want to do, and that's exactly. I put it on the gay website with the phone numbers. I put it out. You gave it to me. It belongs to me.
And listen, I
Right.
don't know if you guys know this, but I found out recently there is actually
Right, it's mine.
a site
It's mine.
where you can go and guys are sending, like, say you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out, but you've sent your man all these sexy pics. I'm not with it, and you know I'm just not. But if you did, be aware that they actually have sites where they can anonymously post all
Right.
of your pictures and put that out there. And they were, and I saw that on Steve Harvey. And these women were crushed because they were professional women. They were in relationship situations that they thought were real relationships, and when things went sour,
That's how.
But you said it right. When they send it to you,
It's my intellectual property,
It's
it's
now
mine.
yours. It is your intellectual property.
Right.
You could do what you want to do with it. So, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. My brother-in-law accidentally sent me a picture of himself. I was so hot, I pressed charges against him. Because at that time, my daughter was little. Uncle Joey show up on the phone. It's Uncle Joey answer the phone, and now she's seeing your full frontal. No. So I filed a police report against him. It's something wrong with you sending your junk across data lines. So I had a problem. Yeah, I did
Exactly.
press charges, and we'll press charges
So
against
again,
him
it's about
whether
making
it
sure we
was
keep our
intentional or
standards
not.
up, don't let them down.
Yeah.
You should be beautiful from the inside. The outside is the bonus, male and female, and we got to learn to respect ourselves more. So big
Now,
ups
wait
to
a
us
minute.
over
Now,
to.
if he sent you a picture of himself, so if you guys were going out on a date, you couldn't identify him in the room, so that means you had to go to every brother. Let me
your
see your.
pants down.
Well, there is no date. First of all, let's just cut to the chase.
We're not dating.
You
Right.
send me a picture of your genitals and you're not my man. There is no date.
No date.
Because chances are you sent that picture out to a whole lot of other women. Wait, and even men sometimes.
Oh well. I was trying not to go. Okay.
Did she go there?
She went there. She went there.
Child,
we have
bye.
another
Okay,
audience.
we had girl.
You had to do the mic down.
We got to put the mic don't tilt it down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll come down. I don't know how to work it.
Just say something, child.
There you go. It just right. It hit your heart. It was a little love
We have
tap.
about 3 minutes. We'll take one more.
Okay, good. Mine is twofold. I'm old school, so I'm gonna start with the old school stuff first. So from the old school, men actually dated you. When they called you, it wasn't about the hookup. It was about, hey, I want to take you out and get to know you. So with that being said, I'm just now getting into the dating world over the past 8 years after my husband passed. So I'm learning this new school dating. When they call and they say, well, can we hook up? I ask, and this is going back to this young lady saying, yeah, I'll go out to lunch. I have to ask, when you say hook up, what does that mean? Because I'm from the old school and I don't know what that means. Does that mean we going out to lunch? Does that mean you want to come over for Netflix and chill? Or does that mean, you want to come over for a booty call? I'm not sure. So with that being said, I think that women in turn ought to validate what they're trying to get out of it as
What your
well.
expectations are.
Yeah, what my expectations. And
And
they're
as a
always
man,
unspoken.
When you call a woman and say, "Hey, let's get together," you need to announce your expectations. I'm
Exactly.
interested in taking you out, or I'm wondering if I can come to your house and hang out with you, or I'm interested in a physical relationship. Where you sit on that? It's as simple as using your words, and a lot of women will answer that truthfully and upfront.
Yeah.
And it's a selfishness thing with guys. Unfortunately, once a guy has keyed in on a prospect for physical contact, they don't necessarily want to lose that opportunity. So the conversation is going to vary based on their desire. So they may say, even in that conversation, yeah, I'm open to dating, even in their mind, like, well, if dating means me hitting it for a couple of weeks, you just don't ever know what the translation. It could be loosely translated, but the communication is still
But I
key.
think once they, like she said, once they start talking to you, they'll know that they're not going to be able to hit it on the first, second date. It's not going to happen that way. So men know. I mean, they're going to try. That's what they're supposed to do. They're the hunters. They're supposed to try and go after the kill. However, they know who they, what game they can capture and what game they can't.
I like that a lot. What game they can capture.
I said something.
Yes.
Something
Yes.
that
Like,
you know something about hunting.
you know, I mean, you
Yeah.
know, hey, I'm over 50, and I look good. You should have seen my pictures last night.
I did see your pictures last night.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got off the course. Listen, when we come back, we're gonna talk about how do you introduce your new boo to your children. And when do you do that? Because I'm not sure about introducing them right away, like Steve Harvey said. We'll be right back after these messages. Ladies, join us for this year's Run Women's Conference, July 23rd, 2016 at 8 a.m. with our special guest, Sheila E. Yes, you heard us right, the Grammy Award winner, Sheila E. Looking to be empowered, motivated, and encouraged? Look no further. Join me along with thousands of women as we reset our goals and aim for higher heights in our business and within ourselves. That's the Run Women's Conference 2016. Want a little more glamour in your life? Join us July 23rd at 8 p.m. at Gillies for more Sheila E. with her live band. For more ticket information, log on to runconference.org or text the letters RWC to 313131. Get your tickets now.
And we are back again here at the Daiquiri Shop. We're talking about dating still, and we have a really wonderful crowd with us. Someone said something really cool. Before we move on, we're going to take one last comment. Who said something about standards?
Someone said something about standards.
Yeah,
Did somebody say something about standards?
The standards in raising your son.
Yeah. And so,
Yes, I would like you to share. Because he was talking about when you're raising your son, what we're teaching him and everything, and he said the question was amazing.
Basically, what I was asking is, if you look at your son, ask yourself this question: are you raising the son, being eventually he will be a man that you wouldn't date yourself?
Absolutely.
Meaning,
That's a wonderful question.
And look at it like this right here: you raise your son with things. A lot of times, because your kids nowadays are being raised in single-parent households. So the son get the PlayStation, he get the nice clothes, he get the computers. So he's being raised by things. Now that little girl, on the other hand, when she can walk, when she can talk, you take her to the nail shop with you, you take her to the mall with you. So she's getting the on-the-job training. And she's learning how to win in this world by the subliminal messages that are being sent to mom. So therefore, that's why there's a big difference, a big gap between being mature when it comes to the boy and when it comes to the girl, because mama has taken her out into the world because daddy is absent, and therefore the things, she really thinks that this right here is what she's supposed to do, but in all actuality what you're doing is you're cradling him, you're coddling him. So just something to think about. Ask yourself the question, are you raising the son that you wouldn't date yourself.
That's an
Right,
excellent
now,
point.
That's an
That's
excellent
excellent.
point. Now, we also had another gentleman, and before we move on, that was talking to me off the air, that was talking about how, dating, and you can come talk yourself about, how people are dating these days.
So, going back to dating today, a lot of people, men and women, are playing games. Okay, let's be honest. And we have walls that have been constructed because, yes, many men trying to get the goods. Many women, they just, hey, my wall is built up, whatever.
They let you be
They're-
okay.
Right. So let's say a real man. This is what a real man gets to know the woman first. So a real man steps to this woman. She has this wall up. And I often tell a lot of my female friends, watch a man's words and his actions. Give him the chance to screw up. But at least just give him a chance. But so many sisters have this wall built up that, well, I don't believe you. Well, hold on. You don't know me yet. Get to know me. If I say I want to get to know you, just because what this other man did, don't put me in that same boat.
All that baggage.
Don't put me in that same boat. That's what many of us real men are trying to tell the sisters. Hey, find out about me first. Then you can make your decision. If I screw up, then yeah, okay.
So basically what you're saying is that we're carrying the baggage from past relationships
Yes.
and wanting you to really prove that you're not Pookie that hurt them last month.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to figure out why y'all picking on all the hood people.
Okay, well, you wasn't with...
It could have been Jeffrey or Anthony
Jarvis
or
hurts
David.
people.
Everybody hurt people.
Pookie, I got your bag.
It's not always spooky, honey.
not.
It could be
It wasn't
regular.
Hurston a third,
I do name all the girls in the hood, but it ain't always.
It ain't always hood people. It's just regular folks. And I think we are carrying baggage. But I think we're going to move on because we have been in this dating segment for a long time because it's a lot to be said about it. There's a lot of conversations that need to be had when it comes to different generations, different age groups, and things like that. So, okay, and I think what we're going to do, I know we're setting off alarms over here. We just can't help it. We're just powerful like that. You're hot. Is that it? Don't worry about it. So we're going to move on. So I think you guys talked about what we're going to talk about next. We were talking about when do we introduce our children?
And when do you introduce somebody you're dating to your children? Do you
Or
have,
should you?
Or should you even, if you're just dating?
That goes back to, are you in a situation or are you in a relationship?
Situation.
Because if you're in
Okay,
a
let's say-
situationship, your children never need to meet any of those.
Let's say we think we're in a relationship. Like for some people, they think they've been dating 30, 40 days and they think this is it. They should meet my kid.
I'm in love.
I'm in love.
So what is the conversation? It goes back to using your words. What is the conversation you're having with the person that you're dating? Are you ready for us to move to the next level? Because if the next level is what we're discussing, then we do need to bring our or mine or your children in and let them become a part of this situation now.
And see, that's where I think the dating timeline has to happen. Whether it's sex or not, there has to be a timeline because who are you introducing your children to? Like if you go to a mall and you see somebody hanging out, selling dope, pants hanging down, are you just going to go up and arbitrarily introduce your child to this person? Hey, this is my kid.
No,
You're not going to do that. So if you're going out with somebody, though, my point is you still have to get to know them because you don't know what they're about before you introduce them to your kids.
And I want to
And
be
you
careful.
know
I
what?
want to be careful with the descriptives because we have to make sure to stay broad because you have the people with the pants sagging, you have the men like one that just
That's
got the
just an
mic with
example
the,
of somebody
right,
you would
but I'm
not
just-
want your
but
child
for
to be influenced by.
Before the audience, when you are bringing someone, because if you like the guy that's sagging, that's cool, but if you spend enough time with him and the relationship is going to that point, then we can consider
But that's
that still.
my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. Regardless of how they look or what it is they're doing, if they're not doing something or living in a way that you would want your son or daughter to emulate, why are you dating these people?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't believe in introducing my daughter to guys that I date. And my daughter's 21 and gone, but I didn't believe in it because I wasn't trying to replace her dad because her father, which is what's on the birth certificate, the word father, he's also her dad, which is a term of endearment. I think this generation has it twisted. So I didn't. Okay. I didn't believe in introducing guys that I met or guys that I was dating to my child. I just didn't. I wasn't trying to replace her dad because she has a dad, that she has a relationship, and we co-parent in the truest sense of the word. So if the guy that I was dating didn't like that I was speaking about my ex-husband in a good term and had a problem with him, then I have a problem with you, because I'm not going to badmouth my daughter's father. That is her dad. So for us in my home, I don't know about what's out there and what goes on now, but for me, it was good for me. She didn't need to meet him. Now, it was somebody that I wanted to later marry, and we are talking the potential of marriage, then yeah, I need to introduce her. But just some dude I'm dating, and we didn't use our words, and we just out going out on dates and having good. There was situationships. No, you don't need to be with you. Then I'm looking at you while you in a hurry to meet my daughter, because there could be some pedophile stuff going on.
I tell you what.
But
I
agree with you.
There's a such thing as too soon and too late. Right. I know of a classic situation. A client came to me. She never came back because I counseled the hell out of her before she got up out of there. I had to leave it. I had to give it to her whether you come back and spend your money here or not.
Did you scratch her daughter?
Oh, I scratched her. But while I was scratching her scalp before the shampoo, I was giving her the information. But her issue was she had an only child. The girl was 14. You have decided that this relationship you're in is now going to the next level, i.e. he's moving in with us. But the way your daughter found out was the next morning when she woke up and he was there.
Oh, no.
The little girl was in counseling. They had to put her in the hospital. She literally lost it and came unwound. And the mother's whole outlook was, well, I'm not going to be lonely and be by myself. I'm ready to move on with my life. And I'm like, that's cool, and you can take her with you, but there's a way to do it. That's disrespectful even if we're roommates. My sister and I are roommates. If she's getting serious about a man, I don't want to come in the kitchen to get my coffee and my PJs and it's a dude on the sofa. You didn't have the decency to even introduce them. You didn't have the decency to make sure that they had some kind of chemistry between them, because when you're dating a man and it gets serious and you want to go to the next level, your children are a part of that relationship. They have to be. They have to date him too. They have to spend time with him too. He has to spend time with them. It can go bad. If you do it too soon, if you take too long, it can go really bad.
Well, I'm just going to say, I don't even know what to say about this, because if you do it too late or you do it too soon, at this point, it worked out in the situation that I was in, and my son loved this person and thought the world of this person, but then the relationship didn't work out. So now I set my son up for another disappointment. So at this point, as his mother, I can no longer do that to him again.
But listen, here's the thing. We have to teach our children strength. This is where prayer and faith in God comes in, because what your child needs to understand is things aren't going to necessarily go perfectly. You have to armor them, give them the armor they need, so that if we do fall in love with this man, we accept him as a part of our family, he becomes someone that I'm in what I believe is a real relationship. If things should not work out, because things sometimes do not work out, you have to give your children, because what you'll do if you don't take them into relationships with you, you're going to teach him a different message, and then he's going to be scared about relationships later. You can't go into it scared. Well, you have to prepare yourself that things could either go well or not, and if they don't, you have to be brave enough and strong enough to pick yourself up, and you have to teach your children the same thing. We gotta move on.
And I understand where she's going, because it's like another form of divorce.
It is.
When you're introducing your child to your mate and that don't work out, that's another form of divorce.
Because they lose too.
Because they lose too. And so what you're doing is introducing divorce after divorce after, because you're saying, okay, Johnny. Is that a good term? That ain't Afrocentric. Okay, Johnny.
Still on the line, but that's cool.
You know, well, Johnny. Okay, Johnny, we love Joe. Right? Mommy loves Joe, and Mommy wants you to love Joe too. Joe said, yeah, man, I want to love you too. There's a lot of love going on. Okay. And then Big Joe going to bounce. That's another form of divorce.
Well, this is where the counseling comes in. This is where making sure you're going into the relationship for the right reason comes in. There's a whole lot that plays a part. But I want to hear from the audience about, when do you bring your children into it?
Because you know what I want to know? I want to know.
I need you to come with that face you made. So what you're saying is,
well, when a man is introduced to a woman's children, what does that make you think of the relationship? And vice versa. When a man introduces you to his children, do you think this means we're together? Do you think is there a signal sent when you're introducing people to your children?
I have a question even before someone comes to the microphone, because if you're being introduced to my child, where are your children? And are you taking care of your children? Because you can't take care of me and mine if you ain't taking care of your own.
Well, we just talking about dating, though. We're not talking about paying bills.
Well, we're just saying in dating, and in dating, it would be mutual. It would be mutual. If both people have children, there has to come. We're not just talking about the women's children. There has to come a point when both of the people in the relationship have to have discussed something about when we bring the children into the situation.
Because, you know, as women, again, we take assumptions. So he introduced me to his daughter. He asked me to do her hair. He told me to take her to the mall. He asked me to take her to the nail shop.
We in a relationship.
We in a relationship.
We go together.
So, situation. Right. So, have you ever, what is the message from that? That's, you know, how do you know?
And that's why I think you should wait until the relationship becomes serious enough, because it does send a message.
It sends a serious message, but like I said, and y'all, you know, we kind of got off. I will turn you in for child support. You need, yeah. I've turned my own brother in, and we'll do it again. I'm a serial turner person.
Before she rants, we would like to hear from the audience about how do you bring your children? Has anyone brought their children into relationships?
I ain't gonna tell y'all in.
We have a lot of married folks and a lot of young people, but it is.
But I just think that we have to be careful even when we're introducing. You know, and I was very protective of my child. Not that there was anything that hurt. She's a loving dad. But you know, even for my own uncles, hey baby, come give your uncle a hug. Close your legs. She ain't coming in between your legs. She'll come on the side and hug you on the side. I'm just that kind of mother. So some dude I'm dating, I wanted to know why were you so anxious to meet my daughter?
Well,
you know, because when am I gonna meet your daughter? When am I gonna meet your hold on?
That's a fair concern, but there are some people who are just family-oriented people, and some men. You got to remember, our history makes a difference. Some men have been in situations where they've dated women, and maybe she was afraid to bring her children into the situation, period. Maybe he didn't feel like he had a fair chance in that household and in that family. So he may meet you and say, well, how long are you going to make me wait to meet your kids? Because he may be looking for a signal from you as well.
Well, yeah, and probably so.
Well, while we're talking about all of this dating, we have to get to the topic of internet dating. Now, we may not have enough time in this segment, but I have some questions and concerns. Because how are you meeting these people you're dating and waiting to introduce your kids to and waiting to have sex with and having relationship? How are you meeting these people? Because it's a whole lot of unhappy single people who are lonely and they can't seem to run into each other.
Well, I think that goes back into the standards and the games and the way things are going. Because regardless of how you meet the person, male or female, it could be internet, it could be introduction through a friend or relative, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is, where are the standards, where's the communication, what are the goals, and are we talking to each other about where we're going with it?
I would like to talk about the friend zone.
Well, we will, after the break, we're going to talk about just that.
We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but we have to give a shout out to the daiquiri shop.
And they want to come talk.
Listen, we are having a good time. We've been here twice. They've made us
they have taken great care.
They have taken, that's that grilled shrimp salad with them pickles.
I'm
so sorry, it's the pickles. They got some love in the pickles.
Okay, they coming up.
They coming up.
They gonna come up and say something.
They have graciously allowed us to come in and to host this show here that we normally host at our studios in Bedford. And I'm telling you, they have taken great care of us. Have they taken great care of you guys? Did you guys get y'all chicken? Y'all gumbo? Y'all purple passion? Okay, I'm sorry. I was about to shout out the whole menu. How you doing?
Go ahead and let them know about the daiquiri shop in Carrollton, please.
He Grand Prairie. He ain't claiming this set. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, shit.
The daiquiri game.
We are having a good time.
Yeah, shit. Daiquiri shop, we like to have fun around here, you know what I'm saying? We originated from New Orleans, you know what I'm saying?
Woo!
All of us, so you know what I'm saying? We've been out here since Katrina and things of that nature, you know what
And made the best of it.
Family oriented around here.
So you want to go ahead and tell us what other locations you guys have?
Yeah, we have another location in Grand Prairie, Beltline and Pioneer. Yeah.
And we have this one that's right off Frankfurt and 35, y'all. So in Carrollton. So and thank you. I mean, they got some good food.
They have really good food,
I thought it was
really
just
good drinks.
daiquiris, but I'm telling you, what y'all do to them pickles? We just got to talk offline. You got to give me the family secret or something. Okay,
Excellent food. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Well, listen, we'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've thought thought about it, dreamed about it, and prayed about it. Starting your own business. Well, you can do it, and you don't have to do it alone. No matter what your business, Genesis Preferred Solutions will help you succeed. Here's Cassandra Bradford.
We're a Christian organization designed to help you succeed at what God has called you to do.
Genesis Preferred Solutions will help you avoid the pitfalls, fears, and costly mistakes first-time businesses often make. They'll guide you through the proper forms and help surround you with wise counsel.
We partner you with other people that can help you become successful. We want to do the paperwork for you so you don't have to.
And Genesis Preferred Solutions offers free training and seminars designed to promote success through the Word of God.
Put action to the plan that you have.
You are the best at what you do. So let's get started. Call Genesis Preferred Solutions now and ask about a tailor-fitted package for you. 800-718-2425. That's 800-718-2425. Church leaders, call today to schedule an exciting free seminar for your church or group. 800-718-2425. Go online to genesispreferred.com and do your own business by the book.
Hi, welcome back to Sisters Unedited. We are still here at the Daiquiri Shop in Carrollton, Texas, and we thank you guys so much for allowing us to come to your homes. Our audience has been great. This is our second visit to the Daiquiri Shop, and I think there will be a third because we still didn't get to the friend zone in dating. There's a lot of things we missed. So I want to invite you guys to watch every Tuesday, 7 p.m. You can watch us live, or you can catch us on YouTube, or you can catch us on Sisters Unedited page, and you want to go to KRWC TV and check us out. So from my sisters and all of the people here at the Daiquiri Shop, we say thank you so much and tune in next week. Thank you.